Hello everyone, my name is Jane and welcome to the Kpop Book Tag. I love K-pop. I love K-pop so much. This is the light stick of BTS, which is one of my most favorite K-pop groups. Definitely the K-pop group that got me into K-pop. And I got into K-pop something like 5-6 years ago. Since then, I'm obsessed. I love K-pop so much. Definitely my two guilty pleasures are books and K-pop. And I feel like doing this tag will just combine my two loves. So I'm really excited to do it. Basically, a few months ago, I saw Steph from Coffee Over Apples doing this tag. And since I saw her doing it, I really wanted to do it too. The original tag was created by Kate Peffil. I will link the original tag video in the video description and also Steph's video so you can check everything out. But I'm really excited to answer those questions. Again, I love K-pop and in general I really love Korea. I was in a vacation in South Korea something like 3 years ago and I also learned Korean, so I know basic Korean and I just love Korea so much. I love K-pop so much and I'm really excited to answer those questions today. And basically all of the questions are based on K-pop groups and Steph did something really fun, so I'm going to do the same. But the original idea is Steph's idea, and basically what she did is because those questions are based on old K-pop groups, because this tag is old, she basically chose also a new K-pop group for this question. So basically I have a question, and instead of answering only the bookish answer to this question, I will also give you a K-pop answer to this question. Like I will choose a new group that can represent this question instead of the old one. Like I hope it makes sense. I'm sure that you will get it as we go along. But yes, I'm just really excited. I love K-pop and I think that let's start. Now, the first question is based on EXO, a book that is super hyped and you're scared to get into. Now, first of all, let's get to my K-pop-y answer. And if I need to choose a group that I'm scared to get to because all of the hype and because there is a big fandom, I would probably say Stray Kids. Now, when I got into K-pop, BTS and Blackpink were the groups that got me into K-pop. But for the past few years, I'm listening mostly to girl groups. I'm not sure why, but I enjoy girl groups so much more in the recent years. Maybe the dances are more fun to me, but because of it, I almost don't listen to boy groups anymore. And Stray Kids is a boy group that I do listen to sometimes, but I don't really know them. Like I know some of the members, but not all of them. And I feel like this is a group that I do want to get a little bit more into because I do sometimes enjoy these songs, but they are so popular, so hyped. Their fandom is just huge, so it's really scary to get into them. And my bookish answer to this question is Mistborn, the Mistborn trilogy. I really want to get into Brandon Sanderson books, at least try them. And the Mistborn trilogy is one of the best options to start with, and I do own the whole trilogy, and I really want to read it already for a while. I'm just so intimidated by it, also because it's so hyped up, and because there is also so many people that love his books. I feel like this is a new world that I need to get into because he has so many books and so many series in the same world as Mistborn. So this is definitely something that I'm really intimidated by because it's not only reading a book or a trilogy. I feel like there is so much more around Mistborn, so it will be just entering a new fandom. So definitely something that I really want to read, but I'm really scared to. Now the next question is based on 17, a debut author that you love. Now I guess that this tag was created when 17 debuted. Obviously they are active for so many years now, but if I need to choose a group that debuted recently that I love, this group is going to be Kepler. I love them so much. Basically, Kepler is the new girl group of the survival K-pop show that is replacing the Produce show. Basically, I really love K-pop survival shows, like another guilty pleasure. I really love watching those. So usually I really love also following the groups that are being created from those survival shows, and Kepler is the most recent one and definitely one of my most favorite groups that ever were created from a survival show. Like I'm so satisfied from the final lineup. I'm so happy and I really love their concept and their debut song. Like I just love them so much and I'm really happy that they debuted. So this is definitely the answer to this question. Now for debut author, I'm going to pick an author that released one book in 2021 and this book is so underhyped. It almost don't have any ratings on Goodreads. A lot of people don't even know about this book and I can't stop talking about it because I loved it so much and I do want to mention it again so more people will know about this book. This is Made in Korea by Sarah Sok. This book was so good, plot-wise, character-wise, just everything was so in place and so perfect that I'm sure that if Sarah Sook will release more books, I will definitely check them. And I'm sure that they're going to be amazing because this book was so good. Like, I didn't expect to love it this much, but it was really, really amazing. And it's also perfect for K-pop lovers. Basically, it's not about K-pop, but it is about Korea and K-beauty. We are following two teenagers that opened a K-beauty business at their school. The girl already runs this business with her cousin for something like 3 years, and then the new boy arrives at school and he opens another business that is going to compete the old business. So this is basically enemies to lovers, and both of them have businesses at school and they are competing against each other. And there is a lot of references about Korea and about K-beauty, also about K-pop. Like, there is a lot of things that are related to Korea, and the characters were just so amazing. I love them so much. I really felt like there was so many character development, and they also really felt to me 17. I read a lot of YA books, and not always it feels like the actual age of the characters, but it actually felt like real 17, 18 years old teenagers that are just trying to reach their dream, and it was just so good. It was fast-paced, but not too much. Like, it was just perfect. Again, I won't stop talking about this book, and I really wanted to mention it because this is the Kpop Book Tag. So I guess that if you are watching this, you love K-pop. So I think this book was so good. Definitely I will check more books by Sarah Sook if she will release more books, and I really hope that you will. Okay, so the next question is based on the group Speed, and this is a book that everyone else seemed to have forgotten about, but you love. Now, this question was really hard for me to answer. First of all, let's talk about the group. It isn't a group that people forgot about, but I do feel like they are becoming less popular. But I really love Wiki Miki. I don't love all of their songs, but the majority of them are songs that I really, really enjoyed from. And there is also girls from the original produced series, like from the first season. And I do think Wiki Miki are a really great group. They are really, really talented, and I really want them to make more comebacks. And I do feel like they are less popular than they were a few years ago, but I still want to see them making more comebacks. About the bookish answer, it also was really hard for me to choose them, but I will have to say Cinder by Marissa Mayer, basically the Lunar Chronicle series. Now, it's still very, very popular, but it was very popular a lot of years ago when the series was originally released. Because it's more older, it's logical that it's less popular now, but I do feel like I see a lot of people talk about old series. Not a lot of them are talking specifically about the Lunar Chronicles. I only started reading this series at the end of 2020, so for me, it's pretty new because I didn't read it a lot of years ago. So it's definitely a series that I really, really love. It's one of my most favorite series since I got back into reading. So I really love this series, and not a lot of people talking about it, at least not the amount as it was in the past. It's definitely a series that I see less hype about. I think it's still a great series, and I love it so much. Like, I really wish that it was more hyped up also today, and I do feel like it's still modern and still relevant for today, and it was really, really fun to read. The next question is based on Bastarz. How do I pronounce it? I'm actually not familiar with this group, but this question is your favorite spin-off series. Now, I'm not sure how can I answer it with a K-pop group. I do think it means sub K-pop groups, like a lot of K-pop groups has subunits, so maybe it. And I'm not familiar with a lot of subunits. Like, I do feel that my most favorite groups don't really have subunits. But if I need to think about one, the first one that I think about is Red Velvet subunit of Irene and Solji. I really love their song Monster. It was really, really good, and they had also another song with a really hard dance, and it was so cool to watch it. I think that the combination of two of them are so good, they're so talented, and I really love their songs. Like, I'm not sure that it's a subunit. I think it's a sort of a debut of a duo. I really love the combination of them. I think it was really, really good. Now about spin-off series. I hope that I understand right, because I'm pretty sure that this is a spin-off series, and I'm talking about The Selection, the fourth and the fifth book. Now, basically, The Selection was a series that I read in high school, and I really, really loved it. And originally, this series was a trilogy, and the fourth and the fifth book of the series is kind of a spin-off of the original trilogy. And in this spin-off, we are following the daughter of the main characters from the original trilogy. But basically, most of the people don't love the spin-off series. Like, they love only the original trilogy, and a lot of people were really disappointed from the fourth and the fifth book. But I actually really loved it. I'm not sure what I loved more, the original trilogy or that, but I really loved the characters. I do feel like there were some things that I didn't love in the main character from the original trilogy, but I feel like the characters in the spin-off series were really, really good. This is definitely something that I really enjoyed from. The selection was really good. Like, I loved it so much when I was in high school. It was a great series. So the next question is based on GOT7, and this is a book with the most unique cast of characters. Now, GOT7 is definitely a unique cast of group members, and if I need to pick another group with a unique members, it will be probably BTS. Again, I love BTS. I really love them, and I do think their personalities are so fun. Like, this is definitely one of the reasons that I think they became so popular. And if I need to pick a book, I'm sorry that I'm going to say the same series again, but it will probably be the Lunar Chronicles. Like, I really tried to think about another series or another book that I really feel these unique characters in, and I feel like the Lunar Chronicles had a really good cast of characters. Like, basically every book followed a different main character, and also except the main character themselves, also the love interest and the other characters in the series. I feel like everything was also interesting, maybe because every book had the different characters, so we really got into the characters and into the personality of them, but I'm not sure. I just know that the characters were really fun. Like, I really love them. Now, the next question is based on BTS, and this is your top fictional boyfriend or boyfriends. Now, first of all, about the group, I'm going to leave the BTS one because this is the boy group that I love the most, but my fictional K-pop boyfriend is definitely Jimin from BTS. Like, he is my ultimate bias. I really love him. And if I need to pick a fictional boyfriend from a book, I don't think that I have one. Like, I remember that when I was younger, I had a lot of crushes on fictional characters, but I don't think that I'm really having those emotions anymore to characters. I think that I just outgrew it. I'm not sure. Like, there is a lot of characters that I love and also a lot of boy characters that I love. It's not something that I really love, like with a fictional crush. So yes, this is my answer. Not really an answer, but I don't really have fictional crushes. The next question is based on EXID, and this is your fave kickass lady. Now, for the K-pop answer, I'm going to pick EXID. I love them so much. They are such a great group, and I feel like in general they are such kickass. Their concepts are usually really hard. Their dances are so hard. They are amazing dancers. It's so fun to watch them perform. They are definitely a kickass girl group, in my opinion. And for a bookish character, I'm going to pick Evelyn from The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. She was such a kickass. Like, she was amazing. I really love her character. She's definitely one of my most favorite characters that I read about, at least since I got back into reading. She's so strong and so smart, and she went through so much stuff in her life, and she still stayed strong. It was so fun, like, to read about her and to read about her life story, and it's really character driven, and I usually don't enjoy character driven books, so I think it says a lot about how much this character is really good. The next question is based on Girls' Generation, and this is fave female friendship. For a group, I'm going to pick Twice because I love Twice. They are so sweet, and it seems like they are getting along so good together. They are always seem so friendly with each other and just seem such a cute and fun group. I really love them. Like, Twice are so sweet. And for a book, I'm going to pick These Witches Don't Burn by Isabel Sterling. Now, basically, this book is a contemporary fantasy. There is also a lot of romance here, and this is a sapphic book, so the main character of the story is starting to date another girl, but except the love interest, I feel like there was a really good friendship in this book, like just a lot of girl power and a lot of friendship, like the main character with her friends and also with her ex, how from exes they came back into friends. It was just really sweet book. The characters here were so friendly, and like their relationships between each other felt so real and so genuine, so I really love this book, and I feel like the female relationships here were really good. So the next question is based on Amber from FX. This is a character who doesn't stick to the norms. I can't think about a specific idol that can stick to the norms, like for the K-pop answer, but I do have a group in my mind. This is Mamamoo. It's not that they don't stick to the norms, I just feel like their music in general is really unique, and I feel like they are always surprising me with the songs that they are releasing. They are just so good, and it was really hard for me to choose a character for this question, but in the end I chose Caro from The Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I feel like throughout the story, Caro's character was so unique. Also, the characters in the book itself talked a lot about the fact that Caro is really unique and really different and really doesn't stick to the norms, and I feel like her character was just really fun to read about. Again, it was hard for me to choose an answer for this question, but when I remembered Caro, I just knew that this is the perfect answer for this question. The next question question is based on Hyuna, and this is a female character who's not afraid of her sexuality. No, I'm going to leave Hyuna as the answer because I honestly don't think that there is going to be a better answer for me. But I really love Hyuna. Like, she's so powerful and so sure of herself, and I really love her. And obviously, I'm going to pick Steamy Book for this question, and this is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. The character that I'm going to choose is Piper because I do feel like Piper was really self-assured. She had so much confidence, but it's logical because it's her character. She was already really popular. She went to a lot of parties and a lot of events, and then she was sent by her family to a small town to run a bar, basically prove them that she can take care of herself alone. And I just feel like this whole book was so good. Like, it's one of my most favorite books that I read in 2021, and I loved it so much, and I just really enjoyed it. Like, it's such a great book. Now, the next question is based on Suho, the best mom. So for a K-pop answer, I'm going to pick Jin from BTS. I think, like, he's really a mom. And for a book, I'm going to pick Saif by Neil Schusterman. Basically, I'm going to pick the character of Saif Frederick. This whole trilogy, this is the first book in the trilogy, is a dystopia trilogy. It is taking place in a future world where there isn't death, and the only ones that can kill people to basically lower the amount of people that are living in the world, so there will be enough resources for everyone. But those people are those Saifs, and the two main characters of the story are being a apprentice of a Saif, and Saif Frederick was the one that teach them everything in their apprentice. I really felt like his character was the perfect mom character. Like, he didn't really show his emotions, but it was so obvious that he really cared about those two main characters. He was definitely the step parent of them since they got into this Saifdom, and I feel like he was a great teacher and just a great mom for those characters, so it was really fun to read it. And the next question is based on G-Dragon and CL, your fave royal couple. Now, for K-pop couple, I'm going to pick Hyuna and Idon. I think you're supposed to pronounce his name as Idon. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong because I'm really bad at pronouncing names. They're just so sweet. I'm really happy that they just opened a new label and that they are not under Cube anymore because I don't love Cube as a company. But I'm really happy that they decided to keep being idols and to keep pursuing their dream, but in their own terms. It's so amazing. Now, for favorite royal fictional couple, I can choose Cinder and Kai from the Lunar Chronicles from Cinder again. But I don't want to repeat myself too much, so I'm going to choose also another couple, and this is going to be Jude and Carden from The Cruel Prince. Now, I talk about this trilogy a lot of times in my channel actually. It's not one of my most favorite trilogies that I read. I also didn't love the second book at all. I did really love the last book of the series, and I feel like in general the reason that I enjoy the series is because Jude and Carden, I do feel like they are such a good couple. I really enjoyed reading their story, and definitely the reason that although it wasn't one of my favorite trilogies that I read, I still keep thinking about them and I still keep mentioning these trilogies because Jude and Carden, so I really enjoyed them and it was really fun to read about them. And yes, this was the Kpop book tag. Like, it was so fun to answer all of those questions, especially it was so fun also to pick a K-pop answer and not only a bookish answer. Again, I love K-pop so much, I love books so much, it was so fun to combine my two loves in a video. It was just so fun to answer everything. Please tell me, which is your favorite K-pop group, if you have any, or at least one of your favorite groups. I just really love K-pop, so if you want to talk with me about K-pop, please feel free. I love K-pop, I love books. If you love both of them, let's be friends. But yes, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone!